Hi guys, still in John chapter 12 today. We are talking about the call of Christ. And so we are going to cover verses 20 through 26 today. So in John 12, we have already seen Jesus coming into Jerusalem, riding on a donkey. The whole Palm Sunday and the palm branches come to mind. So the people were praising him. They're putting palm branches down on his path in adoration. Jesus pointed at Zechariah's prophecy and again declared himself the Messiah. And of course, the leading Jews are still seeking to kill him, even more so now with every miracle and with every, as more people begin to follow him, they're wanting to kill him even more. And so they're jealous of his popularity and his influence, and they're also fearful about it. They claim the whole world has gone after him in John 12, verse 19. And so, of course, the reason that they wanted to kill Jesus is because they were jealous and because they feared the Romans hearing of an uprising in their religion. Okay, so ironically, beginning in verse 20, we see that the Greeks come looking for Jesus right after. And so first we see the Jews crowding around Jesus as he came back into Jerusalem and lands at Mary, Martha, and Lazarus' house. And of course, worshiping him with the palm branches as he comes into town. And now we're seeing the Gentiles or the Greeks doing the same. And so it does indeed seem as though the whole world has gone after Jesus. And so the Greeks ask Jesus' disciple Philip how to find Jesus. Philip got his friend Andrew and they went to get him. And so when they found Jesus, he told them that his hour had come. Okay? And so now men are coming to Christ's disciples to find him. This is a good sign. The church, the early church, and this is the early church's humble beginning. It's being established right here. And so now men can come to one another to seek Jesus and to seek his ways. Jesus has taught his disciples, his men, and he is now going to send them out as he prepares to leave the earth. And so Jesus contends now that every grain even must die in order to bear fruit. And so that's weird, right? Why would he say that? Jesus knows his time is getting short. He's leading by example. He tells his men that whoever loves his life, will lose it. You have to be willing to die, guys. That's what Jesus is telling them. I'm about to die. He's saying, I'm about to go on, and I'm about to die for you, and you're about to die for me. Are you up for that? If not, you can't follow me. In fact, whoever wants to follow me has to hate his life on earth. Like who does that, Jesus, right? Who hates his life? I haven't known anyone to hate their own life on purpose. I mean, maybe if you're in a bad way or a desperate circumstance, you might feel as though you hate your life. But no one hates his life on purpose when things are going well, right? What does Jesus mean? What is he telling his men before he goes on to glory? Jesus is saying that unless those who follow him see their own lives as far, far less important than his kingdom, his power, and his glory, they're not going to make it as his disciples. They're not going to gain, because in God's kingdom, gain comes from loss. It's like opposite world, right? Loss, personal loss, leads to gain in God's kingdom. And all earthly things, even our very lives themselves, must always come second to that and to those things. And it isn't until our bodies physically go into the ground, just like the grain, that we get to experience our best life, which is a spiritual life in heaven with him. And so Jesus is asking them, he's showing them what it's going to take, and he's asking these guys, are you up to the task? Because this is what I'm calling you to do. I'm about to go on. I'm about to go on to glory. You're not going to have me with you anymore. And I'm giving you this good work to do, the work that I am doing. And the Greeks and the Jews will come to you looking for me. All the world's going to come to you as my disciples. And they're going to be looking for me. Are you up to the task? You have to follow me. You can't do your own thing. You can't go your own way. You got to do what I'm calling you to do. And if you do, if you serve me, surely I'll be with you wherever you go. John 12:26. And not only will I be with you in this difficult work to which I'm calling you, but if you serve me, my Father will surely honor you as well. John 12:26. And so that's what Jesus said to his guys just before he chose to die for all of us and all of them. Do you want to follow? That's what he was asking. Do you want to really follow me? And here's what it's going to take if you're going to. Are we up to the task? That's what Jesus is asking. Do we even consider or understand what Jesus is asking of his disciples here and of us now? Because this goes for us too. He is quite literally asking us to die for him as he died for us. Don't miss this. Don't miss it. It is though our daily death to our own selfish agendas, it's through that we learn to live in him and through him. And it's daily obedience. It's daily deference to Christ. And it's difficult. It's difficult because every day our wicked and deceitful hearts want something. They want what they want, don't they? And so it is in pursuing Christ and putting down time and time and time again, putting down our own selfish ways. It's in that he brings the harvest through us. Then we can be his disciples. And so here is the call. Die to ourselves. Lose the idea of having our own autonomous lives. Hate the world and eradicate its grip on us in exchange for the promise of eternal life. Serve Jesus and not ourselves. Follow Jesus, not lead our own way, and go where he is. That's the call that Jesus has given to his disciples here and now. If we do these things, he will be with us, and he promises that the Father will honor us. And so God will give us honor. We don't have to honor ourselves if we're truly seeking to honor him. And his honor is much greater than anything we could do for ourselves anyway. And so we need to remember that. But first, we have to be willing to die for him. And whether that means daily death to our own selfish plans, which it generally does, or even if that means physical, actual death, that's the call Jesus puts out. He doesn't pull any punches. He doesn't bait and switch. He tells his disciples right up front what he expects, and he asks them if they're willing. This is what it's going to take, guys. It's going to take everything you have. It's not going to take 1 hour on Sunday. Okay? It's going to take everything you have. Are you willing? Are you willing? I promise you it's going to be worth it, but you got to be willing. Okay? And you're going to have to endure quite a bit. And he led us by example. We see it in his example. He doesn't make us do anything he wasn't willing to do for us as well, but he wants to know if we're willing. And so that's the call of Jesus Christ. Are we willing to accept it? It's worth considering. It really is, because there's a lot of people out there who profess Christianity and have nothing to do with the call that he has given to his true disciples. So that's sobering to think about. Pray through this. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you tomorrow.